What is up, everybody? It is here. This is Season 0, dubbed Episode 0, our intro version of eSports Rising podcast. So, guys, thank you so much for being here. I am here gracefully. I am Mad Moo Games. I am here gracefully with my co-host.
This is Shuji Games.
Sweet. Welcome, guys. We are excited to be here.
Yeah, very. This has been a long project in the running, and we are very excited to finally bring it to fruition.
Absolutely, and I didn't put my PNG up here like I wanted, so guys, you're gonna have to bear with us. We'll get this down. We'll get everything flowing here, but so guys, this is again the eSports Rising podcast here. Our goal is to just bring out everything in the semi-pro to amateur esports, all the tiers, whatever, what have you. Again, I'm Mad Moo, that's Suji Games. We are going to get everything kicked off here. We do have a third member here who had something come up today, so we're going to get it done, and hopefully everything stays on the steady and we can get back on track with that. Intro song was Ight by ChrispyD. Just for you music aficionados that want to take a look into him, he's pretty actually awesome. So
Great song.
I'm hyped with it. Feels right, you know. We'll see how long it actually ends up being when it's cut all done. We're recording this live, guys, and then we're gonna edit everything and post them to find us and listen to us on YouTube, which will have some video to it. Spotify, Apple, and potentially others that will let you know on social media. Make sure to go ahead and follow us on X as well. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all this stuff. We'll talk about that later. But So Suji, how you been?
Man, it has been a hectic week for me. You can find me over usually at twitch.tv/Shuji Games, but I've been streaming every single day. Usually around 8 p.m. Central Time on the weekdays and noon Central Time on the weekends. But we just hit affiliate. We have been grinding. We've been grinding. I got emotes up. I got subscriber badges. I've got everything that I could need for affiliate. Yeah. And that's basically all I've been doing this week is work, stream, repeat.
Right. So that's awesome. But I mean, guys, that's our intro. Let's go ahead and since everybody's new, we'll be giving brief descriptions of kind of each of our segments that we're going to go. This is a segmented podcast. So we're going to go ahead and go into game talk. And basically that's where we're going to go around the table and just kind of discuss what we've been doing this week in gaming. Whether that's competitively, non-competitively, just chilling. And I know Suji went into it just a little bit anyway, but I'll go ahead and start us off. It's been modded Skyrim. It's pretty much been it. I played a little bit of Cobble Mon.
That's correct.
Okay, there we go. You could tell I was nervous there. Yeah, so played a little bit of Cobblemon and some Pixelmon with Suji, but outside of that, it's been modded Skyrim. You know, I've had so much fun playing that game, and just re-enjoying Skyrim. I'll tell you the story. I won't out anybody, but somebody in my past life, good old Xbox 360, had deleted my primary save that I had put, tons of hours on, and, I was crushed. I was like, oh, this is the worst thing ever. So then the only other profiles I could only get up so high, and I'm like, man, I've done this already. This isn't fun. And, vanilla Skyrim, when it came out, was incredible, but now it's just kind of like,
Vanilla.
Yeah, vanilla. So, throw in the mods and have a whole bunch of fun stuff. So I've been really playing that and enjoying that. But outside of that, it's been grinding for this podcast here that we're bringing to y'all as well. And now that we've jumped on to Game Talk, I realize we haven't done our introductions. So we're going to catch that after Game Talk. But what have you been up to in gaming this week, Suji?
It's mainly been a lot of Valorant.
Okay.
I found just kind of statistic wise for me, uh, Valorant doing spike rushes, I reach a lot of people. A lot of people come in, say hi after the game, GGs, all of that, and I can play like I don't even know, like 10, 15 spike rushes compared to two comp games. That takes up pretty much my entire streaming session.
I noticed that on
And
your last one, yeah.
yeah, I think I played 2 or 3 comp games on my last Valorant stream, and it took everything. I mean, quite literally, played 3 games, reached maybe nine people. No, not even nine. 8 people a game, uh, compared to the 9 people a game, 20 games. So if you're looking to start streaming, my recommendation, Valorant, spike rushes at the end of each game, have a copy paste that's just GG's. Come check the stream. Um, Also, a little tidbit I'll get into later during my stream talk about a couple of tips and tricks that I've learned with streaming that can help a little bit. But that Cobblemon, as you were saying, Pixelmon, those are my fun games that I usually play. I did stream one the other day, but
Because Valorant's not fun.
no, it's not. uh, I'll say it right now. Spike Rush, I can have fun with it. Comp, I cannot. I'm like Silver 3, just hit Silver 3 again, and I do not want to try to get to Gold. It is tough, to say the least.
Yeah, I enjoy Valorant a lot when I play with you guys, and we're all like at the start of the season, and we're playing against like bronze and like the iron and the low tiers. But yeah, as soon as we start talking like anything higher than that, Mad Moo just has to take a step back and realize his talents.
That's what I'm saying. You come play Spike Rushes with me. It's a whole new ball game, and it's a lot more fun.
Okay, we might have to. We'll see what's up.
Definitely have to.
But yeah, guys, and I believe that was our game talk. Now to get into our introductions, and this isn't going to be a regular segment. This is part of the bulk reason why we wanted to make this episode 0, so you guys can get to know a little bit about us. I'll start. I'm Mad Moo. I've been in the esports world for a long time. I owned and operated and CEO'd the LLC for Malevolent GG, or Malevolent Gaming at one point in time, or Malevolent OKC at one point in time. Halfway doxed myself. Oops. But anyway, so, and I've owned that and operated that from the very beginning, right out of high school, and some during high school, all the way to just a couple years ago, even through a transition where I had moved out of state and still kept carrying it on. That was definitely a tough point. But, part of the reason why I wanted to bring this podcast to you guys is because, I've been there. I've owned a esports org, and I know what it takes. I know what it's like. I know how tough it is, guys. It's tough. Like, there's so much goes into it, and that's part of what the main segment of this podcast is going to bring to you guys when we have our special guests, hopefully every week. If not, we'll have something fun planned. Maybe do some clip shout outs or what have you. But, that's the main portion of it, is getting someone who's owned a team, who manages a team, who does something in the world of esports, a caster, a critic, a writer, or even some sponsors that we may not be directly affiliated with, but just bring on some of the popular brands in esports and see if we can get somebody out there to talk. And for a spoiler for Suji's segment, streamers. Because there's also content creators or just streamers in general. Like, all of this is hard. Being a player even is hard. So we just want to make this as a way to give back to the community and hopefully, help some people along the way get recognized, get recognition, have a place where you can tune in every week, every Friday. We don't have a time yet. I apologize, but we will record these on Saturday, Sunday, whenever we figure time, and release them at a time TBD on Friday across all of our socials in some form or fashion. But, and that's just kind of a little bit about me, and I could go deeper into my background, but I don't want to soak up, a ton of time. But like, I've been in the mess, and I had briefly thought about bringing Malevolent back, but then this project popped into my head because, Malevolent was originally created as a for everybody type team. Like, if you're having a tough time on the game, quote unquote, and you're just like, I'm not that great, but I want to try and get in this scene, we were like, hey, yeah, grab a team together and come play for us. What do you do for me? We'll teach you about the, industry. We'll get you repped, ready to go. I've sent players everywhere. That's just one of the things that I like to do even today is check out where my players are and what they're doing and stuff. So, but yeah, and if we again count esports going back as old Call of Duty clans and whatnot, I've been doing this for way too long, dog. Like way too long. So, but that was just a brief history on me and a little bit about why I wanted to start this podcast. But yet, everybody on staff here, or I guess on cast here, has had esports owning experience as well. So let me kick it over to Suji to talk about his.
Well, like you were saying, everybody here has had some experience in owning esport organization, and mine was Volsung Esports. We were starting things up, getting things hot and fresh with some R6, and just some stuff happened in my personal life. Not going to really say what, but it basically just halted everything for me, and I had to bring it down. That was after, 3 or 4 months of getting everything set up, everything ready, starting with social media following and paying for logos and everything coming out of my own pocket. Nobody really understands how much money goes into making an esports organization, or at least making one that looks good. And I've had, same thing that he said. If we're going back to Call of Duty clans, calling that esports, because that's before esports orgs even were a thing.
Pretty much, yeah.
I've been in this industry way too long.
Yeah.
I'm 21 now, and I've been doing it since I was probably like 11, maybe 12.
Yeah.
I remember my first actual Call of Duty clan that I was in that was serious was called the Bone Club.
There we go.
Yeah, I know. And we had 2,000 to 3,000 subs on YouTube. As soon as I was joined and made official member, they had an intro video made from my clips that I had, and it was awesome. I think that's like one of the highlights of my Call of Duty days.
Right.
But then I came on as one of the first members of the Malevolent Esports side of things.
Mm-hmm.
On the Rainbow 16.
Those were the days.
Oh, back in what was it, 2016 or 2017?
2017, I'd have to believe.
Yeah. I think it was 2017. And stayed in the scene with him pretty much until Malevolent ended.
That's when I was a player owner, by the way, for a little bit.
Yeah.
For just a little bit.
But went into some fighting games, went to tournaments in different state, went to tournaments in the state that I'm in. Just did everything I could as a team lead, and then got bumped up to a board position for quite a while. I believe it was in 2020 that happened. But then I had to step down because I went into esports in college, playing Overwatch for my college on an off scholarship, and we ended up going and winning state that year.
Yeah.
And so then they, after that year, they asked me to come back as the JV coach, and that's, I believe, helps say how qualified I am to be talking about esports. But on the streaming side, since where I'm going to have segments on that and giving tips and stuff, I've been in the streaming industry for probably 3 to 4 years now, seriously, and have watched every video under the sun about what to do and what not to do. And basically, I can come in and tell y'all 1 or 2 tips or tricks per podcast, saying which of those are true and what actually helped me. Everybody can be different, but what actually helped me. So, yeah, that's me. Sorry if I took a little while.
Hey, heck yeah, man, you go. But no, guys, that's us. And then I won't do everything, but Globally Worthless has done a little bit here, as he is a little younger than both Suji and I, so he's done a little bit too. So hopefully everything gets figured out with him, and we'll get him on there, and we'll have sort of a little trio here. But we're duoing it up today for this first episode. But yeah, and that's just our little introduction. So then we're gonna go into this week in esports and gaming / our fun facts, and we're gonna be taking a look at just little tidbits of knowledge that we are going to pass along to you guys. We'd normally be having Worthless help out with this, but we'll go ahead and have me run it down for you guys. As of this year, global esports gaming revenue will soar to about $3.5 billion.
Billion with a B.
Billion with a B. Bullseye. Bull. Baloney. Billion. So, guys, that's a lot of money. Now, don't get us convoluted. There is money down here where we're talking amateur, semi-pro, but not that money. No, I like, we don't know this, and let me preface this, but my guess would say maybe not even 10% of that comes down to the amateur scene. Now, there is a big amateur scene, so that's why I would say floating somewhere around there, but that's a lot of change.
Yeah.
And then number 2, South Korea is dubbed the official home of esports, which I get that. I imagine it would be a huge industry there. I don't have a source for that because it was done by Globally, but I will have to check with them, and we might flash back to that next week and see what the source was stated, but it does seem like there's big scenes over there.
That's kind of crazy. I actually didn't realize that, but now that you say it, it makes complete sense that South Korea would kind of head that industry. I would have thought, like, honestly, there's nowhere else that comes to mind. Now that I'm truly thinking about it.
Yeah, South Korea is big in the gaming.
Oh yeah.
And then last but not least, the game that is responsible for 8 of the top 10 biggest payouts in esports history is...
Hold on. Can I guess?
Yeah, go ahead.
I have 2 guesses.
Okay.
I'm going to guess either Rainbow Six Siege or League of Legends.
1 completely wrong. 2 was in the ballpark. It is in the same genre. It is actually Dota 2.
Really?
Yeah, Dota 2. I don't have a source on that, but I will get back, and we might flash back to that. Responsible Dota 2 for 8 of the 10 biggest payouts in esports. So,
wow, that's...
If you want some cash, get good at Dota 2.
Dota.
And maybe you might have to move to South Korea. Who knows? But There you go. There's a game plan for some not necessarily quick cash, more long game cash.
Okay.
All right, guys. Well, that was our little esports gaming fun facts for the week. And with that to a close, we're moving on to sponsors, guys. Wow, 20 minutes into the episode and we're just hitting sponsors. Woo! Those intros, guys. Those intros. But again, sponsors, chirp, 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 cricket, nobody. However, we do have lots planned. Any people with gaming related companies out there, come our direction. We'll be gladly to have you on for as long as you'd like. And I'm going to.
We only ask for a short loan of about $1 to $2 million.
That's right. Yes, exactly. Cover our entire operating costs, so I can just put it in the bank. Yeah.
Operating and living. Yeah.
No, but and because we're so poor, I am going to, as I called out on Twitter, shamelessly plug Space Panda. They are a Delta THC gummy company. I will put it out there. I haven't tried yet, but I'm going to. Especially if I get back into playing FPS games, because that's got to be stressful as heck.
100%.
So, hey, 100%. Maybe take yourself some Space Panda Delta and just soar to new heights. If your gaming's in the dumpster, at least you can be high as fuck. There we go.
I mean, yeah.
There we go.
What's better? No.
There's my shameless plug for the episode until we actually get a lovely sponsor to have. And then also, again, we're going to take just a really, really quick tidbit of time to do this. Please, on all social media, X, Insta, Twitter, X is Twitter, X, Insta, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, everywhere, Reddit even, lowercase e, capital, rising, capital, pod. On all socials. Give us a follow, guys. We're trying to grow. The more this community can get behind us and help us grow, the more that we can push these players, these owners, these orgs, these leagues out there into the open. That would be super appreciated, guys. Every little thing matters. If you're listening to us on Spotify, head over to YouTube real quick and just give us a like and slide through that video real quick. On YouTube, hopefully there's going to be some visual stuff for you guys.
100%.
So you can do that. And then same thing, if you're listening on Spotify, catch us on Apple real quick. Click play a little bit and, scroll through, give us a little listen, We appreciate that stuff, guys. Because time. Man, time.
Yes. Much time.
All right, guys. We have got our next segment for you guys. This segment is going to be our Org Watch segment, guys. And pretty much that is just where we have our feature orgs that we are partnered with through the full of Season 0. And about halfway through Season 1, it'll be a good chunk of episodes, probably about 40-ish episodes. That we're going to hang out and feature these orgs. Some of them might be back next season. Some of them we might do little flashbacks to. If they do something impressive. But that's what we got for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and switch my screen on over. And our first org is none other than Predator X Gaming. Owned and operated by Don's Adventures. He does a great job. I've worked with him before. I've worked with him on my stuff. So he's definitely a guy I can trust. And let me tell you, when I say this team is moving, they are moving.
Fast.
They've got a lot going on. To start everything out here, we might have a point in time where we pull some X's, Twitters up on the screen or whatever. But for this one, we just got you guys the static logo here on YouTube. But they have, firstly, they've picked up a Valorant team. It was a nice roster move for them, gets them into Valorant. I'm excited to see what type of leagues and everything that brings to the table.
Very excited for that.
I think it's going to be really good.
I mean, I love watching Valorant and
Mhm.
like learning from esports because I play Valorant a lot,
Yeah.
and so I want to know, well, what's good to do, what's not good to do, all of that. So I'm excited to see kind of that area
Mhm.
and learn from them because I know that they expect nothing but the best from their teams,
Yeah.
as it is they are putting their nose to the grind and really showing up in this industry.
Yeah, and speaking of just showing up in this industry, we'll touch on how their Rainbow Six team did later because that's pretty much the only competitions that they really got to this week. It was a little bit
Yeah.
slow in that front, but they're working a lot on some other projects. But anyways, that Valorant roster is going to be Zale Val, um, Bepsic Val, Danny Sukjo, Mango and Maddie. And the first three I said, those are their ats on X, so go check them out, give them a follow. All their players are usually really good about updating and stuff. Um, Next, we'll go ahead and jump on to another pickup. Again, that's two rosters in probably about a weekish that they've
Mm-hmm.
managed to bring on. And we have got an Apex roster for them. Play Apex eSports competitive roster for Predator X Gaming. They just picked them up today, like right about probably 20 minutes before I was finishing up my show notes. So we were
Yeah.
able to slide this in this week. So congratulations to these guys on the pickup and getting picked up. We've got 3 X-Ats for you guys here. That's Vigak PS, Solicit, and Vermilion FPS. Those are the guys. I don't know a ton about Apex esports, but we're looking forward to learn about it along the way and
Yeah.
see what they're putting down. So congratulations to that roster on the pickup. Again, those are the 3 ats you can find them at on X to check them out, as well as Predator X Gaming, which you can find on Twitter at Predator XGG, capital P, capital X, capital G, on
Yeah.
X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. That leads us into a promotion. Another
Yes.
nice piece of activity going on. It has been that Medic has been promoted to the board. So congratulations to him. He really kind of got in with Dawn and kind of showed out. I've chatted with him. He's an awesome guy, works hard,
Yeah.
and if I was going back through the malevolent thing and I had a guy like him, he'd definitely be up there. So
Oh yeah.
if you can trust anyone to make the right moves, it's Don. So he's got him promoted, which left the hole because he's promoted to the board from esports manager, and so that hole is being filled by Bubs R6 on Twitter, at Bubs R6 on Twitter, as well as you can find the other at of Medic with a 1 IC is the Twitter for the new board member, and then Bubs R6 is the new esports manager out there.
Yeah. And honestly, both of them really deserve those roles. They're awesome guys, and I know they work very hard. And I'm happy to see promoting from within from Predator X as well. I definitely think that is a smart move because you never know what you're gonna get when you bring in from outside.
Yeah.
So I definitely think this was a great move by Dom to do this.
Yeah, absolutely. And now, last but not least, for Predator X, they had their R6 main roster go 6-2 and make close quals in the XGS.
Oh yeah.
So that was an awesome open qualifier. They went into the closed qualifier, and I do believe they lost their closed qualifier match to a pretty good squad. I don't have the full details, so I'm not going to fully report on it, but I believe that's what happened. Check in next week for a little confirmation at the beginning of that. But, however, we've got some stats for you guys. Yes, thanks to Mute R6 on X for these stats that we kind of nabbed from him. We'll pull these onto the screen here, guys.
Yep.
Overall, out of the 6, 7, 8 games, we have every player on roster with above 50 kills in total, so that's pretty good. We have 3 players with a 1.0 KD or better, so that's really solid there. And then our lowest KD is a 0.85, which is still relevant. You know, if you've got a solid support main averaging that, you're fine. Like, you're fine.
Oh, 100%.
Shout out to Mute for going absolutely nuclear with an 82 to 59 for his kills and deaths. That's 82 kills.
That is insane.
He absolutely unhinged and went off. So congrats to him. I unfortunately don't have right in front of my face his but I'm just gonna be awkward and dig it up for you because he deserves it after going like that. So we want to make sure to get his out there for you guys. Let me just scroll down and find a post real quick.
And most of these apps we will definitely try to either put on the screen or put in the description on YouTube. So if you little shameless plug, if you are listening on Spotify or Apple, go check out the YouTube as well. You'll get to see a lot more on the edited side of things with an actual video to be able to watch alongside of this, kind of showcasing a couple of the things that we're talking about and being able to see the stats right in front of your eyes.
No, yeah, absolutely.
So definitely go and check that out as well. If you're just curious about looking at the stats or looking and finding their X or Twitter profiles, and we will be able to get that to you.
Yeah, and here it is. He is an entry for PXGG, and it's Mute _R6. So there you go. He went absolutely nuclear. Just to shout him out there on the screen, you could read him if you want. Abstain goes 66 and 58. Nebsy 57 and 62. Lemon 54 and 49. And Michael, hopefully we don't accidentally dox that guy's first name, but 52 and 61. That's what it says on the sheet. You saw it here first. So
I mean, that means that most went positive throughout the series, and that is honestly something to be insanely proud about.
Yeah, no, it looks like their roster went off, and it really, sucks going from those open qualifiers, getting a ton of games in, and then going to the closed and just, like, being in or out. You also previously the day grinded 8 games, so, like, that's a lot. You
have to be burnt out at that point.
It's a stamina thing, even if you do get that day break, because, man, I remember Malevolent's run in the Call of Duty scene. Holy cow. Man. Some of those days were so long, playing 15 so games in a day, running those tournament brackets. Like,
I mean, I remember in the fighting game scene, I mean, I would go to a tournament, and I mean, one of them I had to wait, like, I think it was like 2 or 3 hours at the venue just to be able to play one of my games. And that's because they had a game set up in the area before that, and then it was just insane because you're just sitting there and the nerves are just coming in, and it's hard to focus when you finally get to that point in time. So, I mean, especially with knowing that you have closed qualifiers, you're one and done, and that's happening within 24 hours of your last game.
That could very well, be at 9, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, whatever, because you've been playing games all day, so it's tough. But, guys, that is all we have for Predator X Gaming today, so good job to them. Awesome couple weeks or so. So we'll look forward to see what they bring for us next week. I gotta say, it's not a competition out here. We're all here to help each other. But boy, if there is a stage that has been set, they definitely did it. So hopefully they keep it up next week and give us lots of content to bring to you guys. Again, shout out to Bubs R6. Shout out to the Valorant roster. Shout out to the Apex roster. Shout out to Medic. And then also shout out to Mute_R6 for going absolutely nuts in their open quals run in XGS. Yep. So that is it for Predator X. We will move on to our next team, and that is going to be LTS eSports, or Last Team Standing, owned and operated by Grim LTS. Their R6 team doesn't have anything going on. He is a player owner. They are all in preparation for the X Series, which is a new league we will be talking about later on in the podcast, so we won't go too much into that. But their team is in preparation for that to get ready for the first season. But in other news, their Rocket League team based in EU had competed in their first league and played their first ever game. They lost 3-0, 3 games to 0 in a series of 5, but there were some good games. Pulling up on the side here, it looks like, what do we got going on here? Why did that go away? There we go. It looks like we've got a 5-2 game 1, a 5-2 game 2, and a 5-3 game 3. So competitive. Looks like some goals were getting in, but on the bright side, there's a chunk of saves per each game here. But we do want to go ahead and shout out our man here, Meowsy. With 3 games, he's got 5 goals in 3 games, 9 shots total, 5 saves, and 1 assist. That's huge.
That's for Rocket League?
For Rocket League, yeah, in 3 games.
And honestly, Rocket League is one of those games that it comes down to, can you control your movement in the air? If you can control your movement in the air, you have nowhere to go but up. So, if I had to say one thing to anybody who's playing Rocket League, get your air movement. Get your aerials down. As you get those down, you will be making it far.
Yeah, and man, it looks like he did great that game, like I said. And that's 5 goals to 9 shots. That's above...
fantastic ratio.
Yeah, it's a really good ratio to be shooting at. And, we haven't talked to the team, so we can't go too into details. I didn't get a majorly long report. But, it looks like they're on the work. This is their league game 1. It looks like they played 3OG Tetris. And again, lost to them 3-0 in a best of 5 series, I would assume. So hopefully we can report next week that they've got their first win. So we're pulling for those guys.
100%.
Good luck out. And again, shout out Meowsy. Don't have a Twitter or anything, but he definitely was shooting flames for that. Again, just to re-shout out, 5 goals, 9 shots, 5 saves, and an assist. So that's just a massive 3 games for him. So congratulations for that. And that is all we have for you guys on LTS. Like I said, little short week. They're a little bit of a smaller org, so at LTS Esports on X, go give them a follow, go show them some love. Hopefully we can get them growing like us. That's the whole goal. And Grim LTS on X as well. That's the owner there. So congratulations to them on that week. Like I said, hopefully next week Meowsy can go nuclear again and have his dudes with his back, and we can report some wins coming out of them for that league. And again, that league is unnamed. I'll try to see if I can get that information for next week as well. So if you guys want to go check out the league, plug for those guys as well. And as far as our teams go, that is it for right now, guys. I will spoil, I'm in talks with 2, and because I am all about the community here, guys, that's the goal at the end of the day. just to make the community better. So, and it's not any secret. There's no competition. If it doesn't happen with them, that's okay. They're gonna see what we're about, and we're gonna talk to them later. Hopefully, by the end of this, it takes me so long, and it's so much of a headache that I have to put out an application because we've got so many orgs lining up to come in.
I mean, that's the goal. That's the dream right there, is being big enough to where orgs are coming to us one by one, trying to get in here because we help other orgs grow.
Yeah,
and that's all we want to do is help out these littler orgs.
And for anyone else who's watching with a large org, like, we still want to do that for you guys too, because that's still us getting to shout out your players, like we did for Mute and Meowsy, that could otherwise have just found in their little circle of their team, but now we're putting it out for them. And again, congrats to those guys. But we're talking to Cosmosis eSports. They're an organization that is gonna rival Predator X in being busy. Lots of teams there, so I really hope we can lock those guys down. That's going to be a lot of content to bring to you guys. Like I said, we're still working that out, but we're going to go ahead and plug them anyways. So good luck to them and everything that they're doing. And then also we're talking to Team Adept, or Adopt. I really need to talk to them about that. But I believe it's Team Adapt. They've got an awesome, massive following on X, but I just want to dig deeper into that organization because there's a lot going on those social medias, and I want to be able to shout out their team specifically because from the outside looking in, it seems like they're a content-heavy organization, which those are becoming more popular. But at Team Adept, and that's ADXPT, I believe, on X. So that is it, guys, for our org watch. There we go. Like I said, just to real quick jump back in there, though, there is 2 open slots, guys. So no matter your size, if you listen to this and you're like, I want this for my guys, we still technically have 2 open spots. So Cosmosis, Team Adept, if you guys want us to lock you down, you know what to do. But anyways, 100%. Other than that, everybody else, there's 2 slots left. So talk to us, and we'd love to, talk with you guys and get you guys on. But anyways,
again, our DMs on X are open,
wide open. None of that.
Slide into our DMs. We want it.
Absolutely.
We want it.
Guys, we've been talking for a while now. We're gonna take a quick, unfortunately unsponsored, but a hydration break. So we'll be right back. We're back from that hydration break. Feel refreshed. We have got a segment that I will let none other than Suji Games introduce.
So I talked about this a little earlier. This is our streaming/content news segment. And that is going to be headed by me, Shuji Games, at twitch.tv/Shuji Games. Come check me out. I'm pretty awesome. But as of today, I'm going to give a couple of tips on streaming, but we're also going to be shouting out a very, very amazing streamer. He's right now has 1.8k followers. He is a semi-big. I would call that around semi-big, probably.
Yeah.
Right? His name is Rizzo VT. R-H... Yes, RHIZO-VT. He is a VTuber that I connect with personally. I love him, and he has always been there to help me. But he is 22. He has been streaming for, I think, about 2 to 3 years now, and he has been on that grind almost every day. He just finished a 10-day subathon, which means he was streaming 24/7 for 10 days.
That's crazy.
That's insane. He would take like 4 hours to sleep, and then he'd be up right back on. He is an amazing guy. He does so much for the community. So if you would please go check him out. He is on, again, Rizzo VT on Twitch. He has a TikTok that is RizzoVT as well, and then his X that is also at RizzoVT. One name guy. But we'll have that as well on the screen.
Yeah, we've got it. We've got all his abouts, his other socials down here. So
now, a couple of things that I want to talk about with the streaming. For me, I've been streaming for a long time, and not knowing what to do, where to go, or how to put myself out there and get the following that is needed to reach that affiliate mark and start being able to, at the end of the day, what we all want, to make a living off of video games. And my best tip that I can give is to play a game where you have a fast game mode and where there are a lot of people in the game. I'll use what I do for an example. I play Valorant. In Valorant, there's a game mode called Spike Rush. They usually last anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes. And I stream for 2 hours. So let's say they last 10 minutes, 2 hours. That's, what is that? 60 to 120. So, I mean, that's about 12 games. 12 games, and I play by myself. So that's 9 people per 12 games. That's a lot of people that I get to reach. Now, I will say not all of them will join your stream, but if you just leave a good little GG's, had a lot of fun, come join the stream at Shuji Games on Twitch. You copy that, you paste it at the end of every game, and you go. Just a little bit of a statistic from my Twitch. Before I started that, I was stuck at 25 to 30 followers. Within the 2 to 3 months that I've been doing it like this, I am now at 115 followers. I have reached affiliate, and I have an amazing community of people who come in and talk to me every single day. Because I stream every single day.
Shout out Suji Games server and community.
I mean, yeah, it's really insane because you go from streaming by yourself, which is the hardest part. The hardest part is not having anybody with you to talk to and nobody in the chat. But I promise you, if you do what I'm telling you, I have made so many connections, so many friends. I just did a Dead by Daylight stream with somebody I met on some game. I don't even remember. I don't think it was Valorant, but we both stream. We're both VTubers, and I just met 5 or 6 other people because I played with her on Dead by Daylight.
Yeah.
So get to know your community. That's my second tip. Get into the community. Smaller communities of people who just want to love and support you. Because without their love and support, I would not be where I am today. And it goes both ways. Once you show the love, you will receive the love.
Absolutely.
And if you receive love, give that love back. Because that is how we all grow and all get one step closer to our dream. This has been my TED Talk. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
There we go. Again, one more time. Let's shout him out one more time. That's RHIZO, capital VT with a capital R at the front. On socials, give him a follow, guys. Go support. Go check him out.
He is. I will say, it's for mature audiences.
Gotcha.
Let that be known.
Good tag.
So, I just want to throw that out there, but we're also kind of for mature audiences a little bit. I mean, we don't censor ourselves too much, so just let it be known.
If you've ever played in a COD lobby circa before like 2020, you're good. You're fine here.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
You're fine here.
Yeah.
You're way fine here. So anyway, guys, that's that. And then next is a segment that's going to be sort of our game segment here. We're working on everything to iron out the details of how we're going to do it. So it's going to be coming next week, hopefully. If not by episode 1, our official first episode, where we don't have a super long, like 15 to 20-minute introduction, where we talk about us and basically pat ourselves on the back and our life was hard for a while.
And if y'all have any ideas for games or anything that y'all think would be fun to listen to or watch on YouTube, let us know. We are very much open to suggestions, and if we find one that is, over the top, we love it. We'll try to even give your ex a shout out if you DM us on X.
Yeah, whatever social media you got, guys. Yeah. And to piggyback off of that, if there's a segment you just hate outside of the ones we have to have, let us know. And
if it is my segment, I will be very sad.
You will be sad a little bit. Not gonna lie. But yeah, so that was the game segment, and again, it's just gonna be a little. Right now, we've just got a little trivia game, questions, and we're pitting it together nicely. But we'll hopefully see how it goes in a few weeks. The next segment we've got is Reddit is Wild. And this is a segment where we go through the gaming Reddit world and just see what's going down. So we'll go ahead and drag over to the screen. If you're on YouTube, enjoy these. If you're on Spotify, I'll do my best to explain them here. We've got a picture of The Undertaker standing behind AJ Styles. As AJ Styles is smiling, The Undertaker is not. And The Undertaker is the new Rainbow Six patch notes. And AJ Styles is the Iona mains. So I saw that and thought, this is good. I grew up liking wrestling. This is good. This is exactly how it is. So,
and it's so accurate.
Yeah, it's
so accurate. Oh my gosh.
Unsuspecting, enjoying life. Boom. Ready to murder.
Yeah.
So there we go. We'll talk more about the R6 patch later in one of our ending segments here. But to keep going as well, it looks like we got a clip here from someone on the Reddit community in our critical from EMTEEWTF. Looks like it's a little clip of about 12 seconds. So we'll throw this up on the old full screen. If you're on YouTube, you get to watch a nasty, it looks like Apex clips. So here we go.
Ooh.
Oh, I cracked him! Cracked him, he's low. Kill him! Oh my god! Good shot. What did you just done? Oh my fucking god! What the fuck?
That is our little Reddit segment for you guys. Shout out to those guys on Reddit. Go follow them if you saw anything you liked. If not, that's totally okay. But we just wanted to share those with you. And that was our Reddit is Wild segment. Probably capped off with the amazing Undertaker AJ Styles meme.
Oh, 100%. That was hilarious.
That was a good one. But yeah, that is all we have for the Reddit segment today. Next up, we've got League Watch. And, of course, just similar to Org Watch, that's where we have hopefully 3 leagues. We're working on everything. I am just starting talks with another awesome league that I do believe mainly take in League of Legends. So that'll be a good split for us. We'll have an R6 league, spoiler alert, and hopefully a League of Legends league. I'm in talks with the guy. Hopefully we wrap up talks and we can get them in rolling on episode 1. And it looks like their league just launched too. So we shouted out everyone else, so we'll go ahead and shout them out as well. It is owned by Captain Crunch, and I've got Crunch Time GG on X. It is a eSports organizer, and it looks like they are currently running League of Legends out there on the streets.
Awesome.
So hopefully we get to pick up that league and report on that for you guys, because it looks like there's some cool teams doing battle in that league. And then to get on to our current, sadly, our only sponsored league here. But that's okay. We'll grow. We'll get it going. And we've got the X Series brought to you by Predator X Gaming, of course. Another one of Don and Medic's awesome projects that they're doing. So not only do they own and operate a complete organization, they also are bringing tournaments to people. I didn't get to talk to him too much about this, so I'm if I say anything wrong, I apologize, guys. Don and Medic, but I'm kind of going off on my limb here. They're bringing that as a league by the community for the community. There's tons of different R6 leagues that pop up, do things wrong, fall off, or pop up and just fall off. They're trying to make it a community-controlled league where they can go out there and get everything done. But yeah, though they just started their X pages, they have 37 followers on X, which we are now at 35. We're coming for you, Don. You better grow. Anyway, so they're at 37 on X in like 2 weeks, which is awesome. That's good growth. But here's where they absolutely crush our dreams. They have 109 folks in their Discord.
That is
109.
Amazing.
That is exponential growth. Granted, they have the cheat code of, requiring the whole team to be in there and whatnot. But that's still awesome. And the other thing is, like, they had their league filled up in under 2 weeks. They actually had to grow the amount of teams that they were taking multiple times to try to fit everybody while still getting everying. And
I love that, though.
And I will say, let's see here, when was that? On 10/3, there was a post made here with the date of 11/17/2023 with "Are you ready?" #slam or be slammed by @XS Tournaments on Twitter or X. So
whatever you want to call it.
I am gonna believe that that's their opening date. Like, that's when they're getting their league ready to go. So
I think you might be right on that one.
That's coming up. We've got a little bit. We're going to be reporting on some moves with them and kind of everything that they've been going on. But we were lucky enough. I don't believe this has been announced on their X yet either, folks. So this is insider information. Okay? Insider information. My sources on the streets say that we have 12 teams in. We've got LTS, Zero Risk, both of their PXG rosters. That's PXG Main and PXG Academy. Venom Nation. Cosmosis. Overture Gaming. Team Diversity. ZMM. Vespa. Ethereal Academy. And TBC.
Oh my gosh. That is a stacked roster.
12
That is
teams.
a stacked roster.
It's gonna, and as stacked as it is, I think this is going to be a really balanced league. Nobody is jumping off of the screen like they're going to run this. It's not like we have Ariel Arise, just sitting in there. No, we're just going to run the table. Like, it looks like it's a well-balanced league, and all these teams are prevalent in the community. If I had to lean somewhere, I'm probably going to say maybe PXG Main or Cosmosis looks really good.
Definitely.
From what I've seen.
I also think Ethereal Academy is looking very hot this season.
Yeah, it could be.
So,
but like I said, honestly, at the end of the day, I think you can have any one of those teams that we just read off winning this league. So we'll get the more details on that to be able to announce to you guys as well. And just bring those to you. But that is all we have. Just a small little tidbit of the segment. Like I said, next week, hopefully, we're bringing you another league to report on that is actually in season. So stay on the lookout for that. And hopefully soon we'll be able to bring Medic or Don on to talk about that and kind of give them some more goings on here. But again, guys, we won't have a guest until episode 2. Again, there's episode
Right.
0, our intro. Episode 1, which will just be pretty much a dry run with no guest. Just for timing purposes to see how long an episode is without a guest.
Yes.
And then going on. But we're going to go ahead and push on through. I've been talking for what seems like forever. So we're going to do another unsponsored hydration break. All right, guys. We are back. And, you know, capping it off with that League Watch, talking about the exponential growth there out of PXG. Running that league and the X Series tournaments, exponential growth. And, you know, Predator X bringing on 2 teams. That's opening a league with 12 teams in it, growing to 109 in Discord in less than 2 weeks, and then adding 2 more rosters. What are these guys not going to do? So,
Right.
We'll probably have at least. I'm gonna lay it out there and say we'll probably have at least 2 rosters a month. I have a feeling they're on that grow. And I'm excited to get Don in
100%.
here. Maybe we can talk to him about it and see what his master plan is. Will we see
100%.
another, you know, MVG-like team with 30 rosters on it, just chilling, doing their due? You know, hopefully. That'd be awesome for him.
That would be awesome. Yeah.
Here we go, guys. Moving on to our next segment, and that is the special guest interview. Guys, we were our special guests. You guys haven't met us yet. We did that at the very beginning. Or actually, it was supposed to be at the very beginning. We skipped 2 ahead, but nonetheless.
That's fine.
So there you go. Thanks to our special guest for being here.
Yes. Thank you.
So that's that for our special guest segment. But like I said, hopefully moving on, episode 2 through whenever, we'll have a guest on every episode. If we don't, we'll try to tack on something special, make our segments a little longer. But there's an infinite amount of orgs, guys. And it's a little different when you go to them, hey, you want to be a forever part of this, you know, growing podcast? Then, hey, you want to just come onto this podcast for maybe like 15 minutes and say your story? So hopefully we'll be able to get a lot of different people on you. And, like, guys, we're talking teams, a team captain, a player, an owner, a league owner, a caster.
Even content creators.
Even some people in the esports industry. Who knows, maybe we'll be not trash enough and worthy enough to put a pro in here to talk about his story from the come up.
That would be awesome.
Guys, grow is what we're getting at. Like, help us grow. We are running a we scratch your back, you scratch ours podcast here. So let's help this grow and get out there, and then maybe we can put somebody on for you guys. Maybe we can put one of the owners of these awesome esport related companies, someone from an energy drink, someone from a snack, gaming gear company, a apparel company, guys. So we're gonna try to get this.
Imagine this logo you see right here on the corner of a hoodie.
Oh yeah, it'd be sweet.
Are you kidding me? That would look amazing.
No,
You cannot tell me any different.
We will definitely be getting some eSports Rising merch that will be happening, and I will be living in it for sure.
Beanies, hats,
Everything.
hoodies, sweatshirts, t-shirts, pants, sweatpants, everything.
Yeah, underwear.
You name it, we'll have it.
We'll get it eventually.
Nike will sponsor us.
Yeah, give us money.
Yes.
And that's it for our, again, special guest interview. So tacking into the next segment here as we roll into a close here with just a few left. It's our question/poll of the week. This is where we're going to put out a question on our podcast. And you can go on any of our social media, but primarily this will be for X. And we'll put out a poll. Feel free to answer in the poll and comment down anything else. If your comment is cool enough and relevant enough, you'll get your shout out and you'll get your comment put on the podcast next week.
Of course.
When we go over the answers and the results of the poll. And it's, again, the new R6 patch. How do you feel about it? Good, bad, or mid, guys? I haven't delved too deeply. I'm fixing to do that after this. So I can give on my personal gaming X account an answer. So I will lead the charge on that, guys. What do you got?
Me personally, I've seen a little bit of it, and as you can expect from most R6 patches, I honestly think it's going to be mid.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think there's going to be anything good nor bad towards it. Of course, there's going to be good and bad things, but I think it'll equal itself out to be roughly mid. I mean, most of the time when Rainbow Six patches things, you get some things that are amazing, while you also get some things that aren't so amazing. And it'll usually even itself out, but how do you feel about it? So that's just how I feel.
Yeah.
We want to know your opinions, what you feel. There is no right or wrong answers.
Yeah.
Other than y'all saying y'all don't want my segment on the podcast.
So, and
That
that's
is the only wrong answer.
And that's our question fall of the week segment here, guys. We're gonna move into Q&A, and that's just a simple segment where on any of our social media, guys, send us a question, and we'll answer it to the best of our ability.
Yep.
That may get ducked off depending upon how big it is. Again, we release episodes on Fridays, so this podcast that we're recording now will not show up until next Friday, the 13th. That's when this podcast will go live. So any question before that will not be on that podcast. Don't think we're ducking your question or whatnot. We haven't got to it.
We record all episodes a week in advance.
Yeah, so we can
It gives us a week to edit them and make them nice and beautiful for you.
Yeah, so again, question and answer. No question and answers today. We will take that to next week, guys. And we're gonna move on to our wrap up, guys. It is almost time to say goodbye, farewell, but just not yet. So today we had lots of fun. I enjoyed introducing ourselves to us. Predator X out there making moves. LTS's Rocket League team and Meowsy going nuclear. Not getting the job done though. We're looking forward to next week. And Cosmos is hopefully coming on board. Maybe we'll have Team Adapt. Team, I haven't pronounced them right probably once, but hopefully we'll have them. Stupid X's in names.
Right.
It could be anything. And then hopefully we'll bring on Crunch Time GG.
Mm-hmm.
And go from there, guys. Been a fun episode. Still no official sponsors yet, but you guys will be the first to know. And when we do get those, guys, use our code, because I tell you what, the end of the day, any little bit of money you can put back to us is going right back towards this podcast in some form or fashion, guys. I want to get together a giveaway for you guys from our social media. And guys, if you're listening on Spotify, sneak over to Apple Podcasts and click play on it real quick. Slide that bar over to like the very end. Let it play through just a minute or so, and then click off of it. And then you know what? Since you were nice enough to do that, go ahead and head over to YouTube. Maybe take a look at some of the nice stuff we've thrown up on the screen, and you can see Undertaker hiding behind AJ Styles.
It's worth it. It is very worth it.
And, you know, just give that YouTube a watch. If you just want to watch it, boom. Whatever. But there's also going to be audio there too. But show up on those three lovely social media pages. Find us on all social media, guys. At eRisingPod on all social medias. It's the same, so you can find us. If you know what we are on X, you know what we are everywhere else, guys. Get those fingers typing in, and then just please, you know, do us this one favor. Tell a friend, hey, there's this awesome podcast. Or even if your name is mute_R6, hey, there's this awesome podcast, guys. They just shouted me out for freaking free. Go give them a follow. Okay? Tell a friend.
Only if you tell one friend, that'll still help.
Absolutely.
That's all you gotta do. One
friend. One little friend, guys. So, we have definitely taken enough of your time today, guys. I gotta say, it has been a pleasure to finally get this out in the open, to record this first episode.
Yes.
My throat is not a fan of this because I haven't streamed or done anything in a while. So I'm going to go sip some honey milk and try to get back not wanting to die. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. All of your love, support that we are going to get is appreciated. Suji, do you have any closing comments before I shut the door on this Season 0, Episode 0 bad boy here?
Of course. Not only check us out on all social medias at eRising, eRisingPod, but also, if you could just go to our pages, give that a little follow too. That's Shuji Games on Twitch. Sorry about that. And then that is also, let me get to my X. That is actually at Huskies. So that's capital HUSKY, capital Z, and the number 8 on X. And then also I am on TikTok at Shuji Games. I post a lot of clips on there. They take a little bit of effort from me to post and get them all ready for you. So a follow and a like would be very much appreciated. But I have had a blast doing this. My throat isn't as sore, but to be fair, I have been talking for like 5 or 6 hours straight because I just did a 3-hour stream, and then we just recorded this. So I am a little sore, but I am very excited to get into more of it in the next one.
Yeah, guys, I'm already ready to record the next episode.
Honestly, me too.
I wish this was one of those.
But we do have to wait.
We unfortunately do have to wait because we gotta sign on a couple more. I say sign loosely. We're not signing anything, guys.
We're not signing anything.
But bring on
They're coming
some,
on and getting shouted out.
Yeah, bring on some more orgs, some more stuff. And who knows?
Maybe
you know what?
A sponsor.
Yeah, guys, anybody, take us. I mean, as long as you're not a bad company, we want you.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you right now, just give us a little something to give to the community. And you know what? And a little discount code we can shout out, and we will do whatever you want. Just say it. Just say it. I don't know what's happening.
The stacks of money.
Yeah. But we will be invoicing you later. I did say on
100%.
X it was a shameless plug, but nah, Space Panda, you'll get an invoice in the email. So don't worry about that.
100%.
10K, easy, So, anyways, guys, thank you so much for being here. Guys, it's been a lot of fun. We're going to sign off. This has been Suji Games and Mad Moo Games here on the eSports Rising podcast. Tune in again next week to find out who will be on the rise. Mad Moo Games and Suji Games signing off. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.